Okay, and we're live. Brilliant. Okay, welcome to round 10 of the Division 3 Championship here at Germany. Just loaded in, as you can see, and it is wet for qualifying, so already off to a good start. My name's Aidan, otherwise known as Car Mentalist, and I'm joined today by IRO Dylan. How are you doing, Dylan?
Hi, how are you, Aiden? I'm doing great. I'm
Good,
excited
good.
for this race.
I'm a little bit out of breath because we started a minute earlier than I thought we were going to. So I just ran up the stairs, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Excited for it now that we see that it's intermediate conditions by the looks of
Yeah,
things. It's
light
going to
rain.
be definitely going to be interesting to see who can pull off the best qualifying result here in the wet conditions. Just based on what you've seen so far this season, who do you think is going to be the one to look out for?
Well, I think Bree is really quick around all the tracks on the calendar, and I think he might grab pole this race. But it's really close between Ben GS and with him and Ben GS, Tiger, for example. Maybe Callum. He's moved down from D2 back to D3. So it'll be very interesting to see how the grid will line up, especially in wet conditions.
Yeah, and just a note as well, it's a full grid today, so definitely a good choice of people to choose from for pole position today. I think I'm on the lines with you with Bree as well. He's definitely been fast all season. Obviously, our championship leader is not racing today. Ton Albanak, he is not here, so this is another prime opportunity for Bree to try and make up some points where he unfortunately could. But he's, I believe, level on points at the moment with Ben JS, who's in the Mercedes today. So he's one to look out for. He's always quick. Tiger is back for this race. Tiger, we saw last time I commentated over him, I believe, was Canada, and he was fighting with Packer for the race win at Canada. So he's definitely one to look out for. Packer won last time out, so he's one to look out for as well. A number of really fast people that that have a good chance today. But we're going to go on board with Starjar because he's the first person to start a lap. He runs a little bit wide over the curb in turn 1, but doesn't invalidate. Obviously, track limits are a little bit more lenient in the wet conditions. The Starjar, he runs very deep into turn 2. Yeah, I think he may have made a mistake there. Who else is on the lap? There's, I believe, ARTJ Luke. He's joined a team. He's joined a new team by the looks of it. He's on a lap in his Williams, as is Ricardo TTV, who's just in front of him on the road. Down into the hairpin. Nice cautious exit. Ooh, a little bit of wheel spin there, but he's able to keep it nice and tidy. Oh, we've got one of the Toro Rossos has spun by the looks of it. I believe that's Packer. Yeah, because Bagger Bones is in the pit lane, so Packer spun on the exit at their hairpin. Looks like he's safely rejoined the circuit. Ricardo with the fastest middle sector, so far. Got yellow flag in sector 1. One of the racing points has spun on the exit of turn 1.
That's Tiger.
Oh, he's just started his lap as well by the looks of things.
Yeah, Tiger now finishing the first lap of quali, 24-2.
24-2. Here comes Ricardo. He's going to be faster, I think. 23-1. Yeah, so he's already over a second clear at the front. Here comes his teammate J Luke to the line. And he goes faster by 0.4 of a second, so good lap from J Luke. Cams goes second. Yeah, Cam goes second, less than a tenth behind. Ben J 22.5, yeah. So he now takes net pole position. Who else follows in behind? DJ Williamson goes 4th, Damon goes 6th. Who else is there to cross the line? I think most other people are either just starting their laps or having validated one of their runs. One of the McLarens comes across the line. I think all those people that just crossed the line may have invalidated, bar Callum, who I think has just started. Bree's gone second now, in between J Luke and Ben JS. One of the Haas is up to the line now. They've not set a lap time. Is that Ivor? It is Ivor. The other Haas, Tiggerby, who we usually see in the Mercedes, is in the Haas this weekend, so if you get confused, we probably would as well. But here comes Tiggerby up to the line. Only P8, he's 9 tenths off at the moment. One of the Ferraris. Is that Star Jar coming around to complete another lap? No, he's going to go straight into the pit lane, as is the Williams behind him. So, first round's kind of done and dusted by the looks of things at the moment. We've got a few people still out on the track, running a little bit out of sync. Heated, invalidated on his lap. Mike is on another run. James is on a run as well.
Packer about to finish his lap.
Yeah,
Got a little bit wide though, or never mind, sorry.
Yeah, obviously spun on his first run, so this is his second go on the same set of tyres, and he does a 23.1 and goes P7. So, despite a lap older tyres and a spin, he's not too far off. He's kind of mid-pack where we saw him last time out as well. How's Ivor doing on his run? We've got more people coming to the lines. That's Storm. He's only a 28.1, so he's obviously going for another run. Callum goes P10. I think James goes P14, he's 3 seconds back, so he's made a mistake somewhere around his lap. Heated's going again for another run, as are the two Renaults.
Ivor finishing his lap.
Only
P14.
14, yeah, at 25, so he's about 3 seconds off as well, so a little bit of a drop off towards the tail end. Kursk is coming to start his first lap. He's one to watch out for as well, obviously the winner in Austria a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, and people watching the stream, please let us know in the comments what is the weather for the race. We would love to know what the weather's like, if it's going to be a dry race, wet race.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see. Yeah, well, Kursk sets a purple first sector, so he's on for a good start to his run. We've got Ricardo just about to start another run as well on a new set of intermediates. And once again, traditional with D3, despite it being wet, qualifying is still really close. Still really close to tune. Obviously, it's a bit of a gap from Tiggerby down to Callum in 10th. There's about 4/10 of a second gap there. But still, a lot of room for improvement for a few people. There's kind of a queue of cars in the final sector at the moment, all trying to go for a run. Heated's invalidated again by the looks of things. Was that... Oh, who's just jumped up the field? Was that DJ Williamson? I'm not quite sure who just jumped up the field there, but...
James did.
Oh, it was James goes P6. Oh, just on board with the Letty. A massive moment. Bree
2 thousandths away from NGS.
Improves on his third lap on the tyres, but Christ. And Jay Luke, 15 thousandths off the back. It's 15 thousandths covering the top 3. Wow, okay.
Kursk about to finish a lap though from P20, where it's going to be
P7. Not bad, a good first run. One of the Hasses has spun in the final sector.
I think that's Ivor. No, it isn't, sorry. That's Tiggerby.
Ooh. It's one of the Ferraris coming around to finish a lap, or is that Star Jar coming to start? That's Star Jar on an out lap. He's about to start his run. God, there's so much going on already, it's hard to keep up. We've got J. Luke coming around to finish another run. No, he's coming into the pit lane.
Benjes is 3/10 up. Benjes is 3/10 up into the final sector.
Ooh, okay. One of the Red Bulls crosses the line. That's Cam. He's not able to improve. He invalidated. Here comes Benji to the line then. And it's a 22 flat, half a second clear at the front.
Yeah, great lap by Ben.
Really, really good lap. He's obviously got a lot of confidence in the wet. Great start from him. One of the Ferraris coming round. Is that a Leddy coming to finish his lap? That is, but he's invalidated. Next to finish a lap will be James by the looks of things. But he's way down on his time.
I think he's starting his lap now.
Yeah. As is Damon by the looks of things. One of the racing points crossing the line, but don't see any improvement in time there. That was Tiger coming to start a lap. We've still got Heated, Tiger and Bag of Bones. All haven't completed a run. I don't think Bag of Bones has actually left the pit lane yet, so maybe he thinks he's going to...
Oh, 21.6. What a lap.
Wow, where did that come from? Incredible, we completely missed that, but a brilliant lap time. The Star Jar comes up to the line, he goes up to P12. He goes 9/10 faster than his personal best. DJ Williamson crosses the line, he can't improve, or is he just start? I think he's just started a lap actually.
Oh, what a lap.
As has Packer as well, he's just started a run. But wow, what an incredible run from Ricardo. What we were just saying about qualifying being really close, the top two, with stellar lap times, are clear of the rest of the field now. Brilliant runs from the pair of them.
And the New Zealand Cam has run out of fuel in turn 1.
Oh, he has. Yeah, he is running out of fuel coming into the last sector. He's got to stay off the racing line though. He is running on the race. He just gets off in time before the Kursk goes through. got a little bit of a gap to the next car behind, but he's just got to make sure that he doesn't get in anyone's way. What, DJ Williamson, is that around the last corner? No, it's Damon around the last corner. Is he going to improve? He does, he goes P9.
Yeah. 9/10 improvement. I think the track is getting better. Drivers are getting more comfortable with the track conditions so far.
Yeah, as Wakurska's coming up, he's improving on his time, and he improves to P6. Still no one able to get close, though, to the top two at the moment. There's a little bit of... a few people kind of scuffling for positions there in the second sector. Is anyone else improving on their lap at the moment? Packer's half a second up on his time. Ooh, a little bit of a slide though in the last two, in that penultimate corner. Much neater through the last one. Let's see what he does when he crosses the line. And it's a 22.3 and he goes P3, so he's up at the front. Good lap from him. He nearly loses it through turn 1 as well. Christ. Got J. Luke ruins his lap before he's even started it on the grass, starting his lap. So we've got Tiger coming up to the line. Does he set a lap? No. That was Callum starting a lap, I think, actually. I think Wakurska's run out of fuel as well. There's a number of people that are running out of fuel before the line. Here comes Heated. Heated goes P10, so he's finally able to put a lap in. God, it's hard to keep up. Everyone's running completely out of sync.
Damon improving slightly on his lap time.
So he comes up. He improves his time, but he doesn't improve a place, sadly. Up to the line. Tiger goes P4. And on his first lap, on his first completed lap, he goes P4. So a good run from Tiger. One of the Renaults coming up to the line. That'll be McDutchface about to start a lap.
Same from Ricciardo's about to start his lap as well.
Yeah, we might want to go on board with this one. This will be interesting to watch to see if he can improve on his time. We'll stay on board with him for this full lap. See what he can do into turn 1. Takes a lot of entry curb, but a little bit of a slide on the exit, but he's able to hold it. As I think we've got Packer coming around to finish another lap. Does he improve on his P3 place? No, he doesn't.
I think he's starting his lap time right now.
Okay. As one of the Renaults comes out of the pit lane in front of him. One of the McLarens has stopped or spun by the looks of things. That might be Wakurski. He was out of fuel, so it may be him.
One of the line now. But a 22.9 does improve.
Storm goes P3.
Yeah, he does. Great lap.
Yeah. Storm up to P3. Obviously a new driver in this league. Me and Dylan have raced against him before. He's definitely good competition for D3. And yeah, he's popped into 3rd position. So good stuff from him. Let's see what Ricciardo's doing at the end of the second sector. Is he improving? There's Damon running slowly. He may be out of field as well. Ricciardo is up by a 10th. Ricciardo finding a lot of time where people aren't really able to. People are improving on their times, but still, look at the gap Ricciardo has at the front of the field. He's got one of the Renaults coming around. Is that McDutchface or is that Bree starting a lap? We'll find out. As Ricciardo actually pits in the end, so he doesn't continue on with his lap. So I think he might want to come in for another set of intermediates maybe and go again. Got Benz on a lap as well. I think Packer in front is on a lap, as is Bree. That's Bree actually coming to start a lap, I think, as Packer actually pits.
I think Ben is about to finish his lap, to be honest. I don't know for sure. It looks like he had a good lap.
He improves by a 10th and a half, but still not able to get close enough to Ricciardo.
2/10 off.
So we've got Tiggerby coming round. He's actually down on his time, so he's not going to be improving on this run. Always he has a massive slide. Well held, Tiggerby, but Christ, a massive slide out the last corner.
He's about to finish his lap again. It's a 22.7. It goes up from 13 all the way to 8.
And James jumps up to P3 as well. James seems to be on a good run at the moment. He had a really good qualifying and race in Silverstone, despite a little bit of carnage. He had a really good showing in Silverstone, and he's showing really well again here. So he's another one to watch out for. He's got one of the Ferraris coming around. Is that a Leddy? Yeah, that's a Leddy starting his lap. McDutchface into the pit lane. One of the Leddy's invalidated at turn 1, sadly. Backabone still has not left the pit lane. So he's not going for a lap by the looks of things.
I've just seen the message from Old School saying, Mark basically saying that the race will be dry.
Oh, okay. There's Brie going up to the line. He's down on his time. He's not improving. He improves by 17 thousandths of a second, and that doesn't get him in any places. So he stays P7 at the moment, and his championship rivals ahead of him on the grid. Is Ivor coming around to finish the lap? Is that he is? But he improves, but doesn't improve his position, sadly. So we've got J. Luke coming around to start a lap. Is he holding up Tiggerby? I think he's just far enough in front that he's not holding him up. And here comes Tiggerby to the line. Does he improve? No, he's down on his time as well.
Yeah, he's starting his lap time.
Yeah. So got Cam and James crossing the line. So this is kind of the start of the last runs now. Aledi's going to have to go again because he invalidated on his run. Starjar's on an out lap. As is DJ Williams.
Aledi's starting his lap really close behind Cam from my screen. I think I may have these things with Cam.
Possibly, yeah, because Cam is down into the hairpin on my screen. I think on my screen though, DJ Williamson has started his lap relatively close to the back of Starjar, which doesn't seem like a smart move. But let's see DJ Williamson's first sector. He's actually nearly 2 tenths up, so he's on for a good start at the moment. Who's coming around to the line? The two. Callum, is he going to set a lap? No, he's just about to start one by the looks of things. We've got both of the Mercedes crossing the line. Benjay isn't improving, and he's not going to have enough time to come in for a new set of tyres. So it looks like Benjay is set for P2. Ivor improves up to 16th. I'm running out of breath. Crazy.
Action.
Yeah. Oh.
Goes wide onto the gravel.
Yeah. He rejoins safely. He's going to go in for another run though. He's got enough fuel in the car to go for another run. The two Red Bulls coming up to the line. James improves slightly. Cam sadly doesn't improve. He's actually invalidated his time. Ricardo's about to start his final run. So Ivor's retired from the session. Oh, and J. Luke spun at turn 1 by the looks of things. As has Cam. They've both gone off at turn 1 at the same time. Unbelievable. Aledi jumps up to P10. Starjar up to P11. So DJ Williamson, he didn't improve on his time in the end. Packer improves his run, but doesn't improve his position. Or was that?
He's starting his lap. No, he's starting his lap right now.
Ah, there we go. Okay, Bag of Bones is finally out the pit lane on his one and only lap. Yeah, Damon P9. Is that Callum coming up to the line? It is. Callum goes P7 just behind his teammate, who's also on a lap, but he's actually not improving. So he's going to stay P6 for the moment. Storms into the pit lane. Benjay doesn't improve. Is that Brie up to the line? It is. He jumps up to P7 ahead of Callum.
Oh, and James just went wide. Just lost, lost the car going into the third sector.
Yeah, just saw that my mini-map. Tiggerby, he's invalidated his time, so he's not going to get another run in, sadly. A really low position for Tiggerby. So really unfortunate. So we've got Ricardo's invalidated his last run, so he won't be improving on his position, but he's still pole at the moment. Can anyone topple him? We've got Wakers coming up to the line. And I think McDutchface following him very closely. Wakers comes up to the line, doesn't improve. McDutchface goes 7th. So good run from McDutchface. There goes Starjar up to the line. Is he improving on his time? Sadly not, no, he stays 14th. DJ Williamson goes 11th now.
Packer crossing the line, he was down on his time.
Yeah, it doesn't improve. We've got Damon coming up to finish a lap. Does he improve? No, he's invalidated. What about Bag of Bones? His first lap time, and he stays P20. Unfortunate. Maybe not a smart move from Bag of Bones to stay in the pit the whole time. He clearly wasn't used to the circuit. Improved slightly, but yeah, not able to get to the front of the field. And I think that may be it, apart from Brie if he's on a lap, but he's not. He's coming into the pit lane. So that's it then. Wow, Christ almighty, what a... Yeah. That was a busy session.
Yeah, Ricardo with an amazing lap.
Yeah, a really, really amazing lap from Ricardo early on in the session, and no one was, apart from Benjay, no one was really able to get close to toppling it. So Benjay set that time though on 5-lap-old intermediate tyres. So he obviously had a lot of fuel in the car as well. It might have been smarter for him to come in and defuel and put newer set on. He may have had pole, but still, second place is a really, really good result for him.
is of course looking to close in the gap to Ton. Gap right now is 35 points. If he wins
Yes.
this race, he could bring that gap down to 10 points, which is
Yeah. Same for Bree as well. Obviously, they're tied on points. Packer not far behind those. He's about 14 points behind the two of them as well. There's a number of people still in it. But yeah, we'll run through the grid then. So it's Ricardo on pole, ahead of Ben J. James third. Storm is fourth. Packer fifth. Tiger sixth. McDutchface seventh. Bree eighth. Callum ninth. And J. Luke rounds out the top 10. First person outside the top 10 is DJ Williamson in 11th, ahead of his teammate Damon, who's 12th. Heated 13th, ahead of Aledi Starjar. Cam in 16th, Wakursk in 17th, Tiggerby in 18th, Iverbury and Mike in 19th, and Bag of Bones in 20th. A number of big names at the back end of the field, including Cam, Wakursk, Tiggerby, and Bag of Bones, and Ivor as well, all top 10 material, all qualifying near the back of the field. So it's going to be a bit of a topsy-turvy race, I think.
Yeah, and it's supposed to dry out. That's what I've been told. So a lot of people are probably running
Oh wow,
wet
yeah.
setups or dry setups in quali, and it might not have worked out too well. But will we see any soft tires?
That's the choice, isn't it? It's a real mix of strategies here. You can do soft to hard. I think if you're expecting a safety car in the first 5 laps, then the softs may be a good start, maybe a good starting tyre, but obviously it's hard to rely on that. I think medium hard is probably the faster of the two strategies, but it obviously depends on where you're starting on the grid.
Yeah, exactly. So if you start at the back, I would choose maybe to go into the hards and maybe hope for a safety car later on in the race, because you can take those hards quite long. And
Yeah,
if a safety car comes out in later stages, you have a massive advantage.
absolutely. Yeah, and if anything, if Silverstone was anything to go by in D3 and in D2, the race that we raced at, late safety cars are definitely a possibility. So that is a good gamble to go for, but we'll see what everyone chooses. A number of people all on the mediums by the looks of things, and no one going for the softs, I think.
No one going for the softs. Yeah.
Yeah, literally no. Wow, okay, so medium hard it is then. The one-stop strategy is the favoured one. Only people starting on the hards are Heated and Aledi in 13th and 14th, Wakursk in 17th, and Bag of Bones in 20th. Everyone else is starting on the mediums.
Okay. Very interesting.
Mm.
As a Cam has spun into turn 1 on the formation lap.
I think you may have a desync with Cam.
I'm pretty sorry.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Cam's having his own race in Dylan's head, so.
He's
Well,
going to win the race.
yeah. Well, based on obviously this, now that we've seen the strategies, who do you think is going to win this race?
Ooh, it's hard because Ricciardo was in Britain. He was in P1 going into the final corner, but Packer overtook him in the last second of the lap, or last corner of the lap. I think Ricciardo has really good race pace, but same for Ben. To be honest, I don't know. It's really close. I think I'm going for Ricciardo for the win. Ben in second, and let's go with Bree in third. Yeah.
Yeah. It is going to be difficult because everyone's really, really close. I think Ben J is going to win this race. I think he got incredibly lucky last time out, so I think he might make up for it this time round. I'm going to go for Bree in second, and I'm going to go for Packer in third.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, here we go then. Everyone coming around to line up on the grid. I'm predicting a little bit of a chaotic start. Germany, obviously, turn 1 and all the way down to the hairpin. It invokes very close racing, so I imagine that lap 1 is going to be a little bit of a crazy one, but fingers crossed it's all clean and we get not too many major incidents in this race. But yeah, here we go then. Everyone lined up on the grid. Here we go then. Here come the lights then. We've got 2, 3, 4 and 5 lights ahead of them. And the lights go out and Cam's already jumped the start.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, Storm an incredible start, as James gets actually quite a slow one. Packers down the inside for P4. James has lost 2 places off the line already. Ricardo absolutely gone. Brilliant start for him. He's got a yellow flag at the back. Is that Cam that spun? It is, yeah. So Cam spun at the end of the exit of turn 1. A little bit of chaos in the field. Tiger around the outside of James. James with a really poor start. The shot from third all the way back down to sixth and is under pressure from the other racing point for P7 and McDutchface for eighth.
Might go too wide here.
Yeah, we'll go on board with McDutchface. He's down the inside. Callum's got front wing damage already. Oh, James squeezed off the road by Callum on the exit of the hairpin, but keeps his foot in. Fair enough from James. Good racing. Callum just holds P6 ahead of him, but Callum with that front wing damage, that is going to slow him down. He's got heated and recursed.
Bree got a bad start.
Oh, Williamson, a massive dive there. He's sideways because of it. I think Williamson tried to pass Bree and ended up running into the back of his teammate. A massive moment for Williamson. He's dropped all the way down to 16th. Damon's just passed McDutchface into... Wow. It's all topsy-turvy at the start. James under pressure again, but the top four kind of... Oh, look at this, though. The two Mercs very close together, and Packer not far behind them as well. But Ricardo, dream start for Ricardo.
Already a second ahead.
Yeah, already clear the DRS range of Benjay, who cuts turn one a little bit, so that may be a warning. But yeah, Ricardo, a brilliant start. He's already clear at the front of the field. The top five have a 2-second gap to Callum in 6th place already. What a crazy start, as Cam and Williamson have both pitted what looks like for damage on the first lap. So unfortunate for those two. Maybe a safety car can bring them back into it. But Callum, with front wing damage, starting to hold the rest of the pack up. And James looks like he's got back into a rhythm again. McDutchface and Starjar side by side for P9. Starjar going for the outside line. There's Damon. Oh, Damon tried to dive James and nearly ended up running into the side of Callum. But I think Damon's actually got the move done on James somehow. Go on board with Damon, who's on the inside. James brakes nice and late, but Damon squeezes him on the curb. Hard racing. I think fair, but pretty hard racing from Damon. As McDutchface and Starjar still side by side. They've been side by side for pretty much half a lap. Starjar round the outside.
What a move. That's
what a brilliant move. As McDutchface actually outbrakes himself and runs clean into the back of Starjar and takes them both off the road. Oh, unbelievable. That's such a shame. Starjar.
Side by side for so long, and then...
Yeah, Starjar just pulled off a brilliant move, and then it's just been absolutely...
Callum pits.
Yeah, Callum pitted for the front wing damage by the looks of things. DRS has now been enabled. James 3.5 seconds off the back of the top 5 at this point. Benjay actually set a faster lap than Ricardo last time round, but he doesn't have DRS. He's still not close enough to Ricardo yet.
Damon and James really close together. Damon with DRS now.
Yeah, sure.
P6 now.
Surely this is moved on for Damon.
Damon started from P12 all the way up to P8 now P7.
And now down to up to P6 by the looks of things. He goes to the inside. James holds it around the outside. Another one again, but Damon gets the better exit and he's through. And Packer already with a time penalty. A really odd place to get a time penalty.
Yeah.
Where did he get that there? He must have cut the corner a little bit.
Yeah. On the inside, I don't know which one.
But yeah, a little bit of an odd one. But yeah, Damon up to P6 really already.
Gonna go really wide in turn 10.
Yeah, he's starting to drop off the back of the guys in front of him a little bit now. Is Tiger? He's starting to fall.
Yeah, and Benji
out
has
of
caught
DRS
back
range.
Back into the DRS range.
Yeah, and Tiger, a massive moment on the inside of the hairpin, which has definitely put him out of DRS range. Now, he's in the gravel, and he gets a time penalty for that as well. That's a little bit unfair from Tiger's point of view. It wasn't really off the track, but unfortunate for Tigers. We've got a yellow flag. Is that one of the McLarens? I think that may have been Kursk that was involved in that one. But yeah, like you said, Benjay back in DRS range of Ricardo, so a bit of a slow start from Benjay, but he's starting to pick up the pace a little bit again as... Oh, Jay Luke has crashed with Heated by the looks of things. A disaster for the two of them as Heated, he's facing the complete wrong way, so he must have spun and Jay Luke obviously caught up.
Virtual safety car's out.
Oh, yes it is, yeah.
I don't think we'll see any pit stop, but yeah, I don't think there are any more pits, to be honest.
No,
it's
I don't
a bit too early for the medium tires. If there were any soft runners, this would be the best time to pit. But
definitely. There aren't any now, as you say.
Yeah, Bree into 8th place.
Bree's
slow start for him.
Yeah, slow start for Bree. He's not really... Like what happened last time out in Silverstone, not really been able to capitalise on, as either gets a time penalty behind the virtual safety car, but Bree not really able to capitalise on his championship rivals being, well, Ton exactly, not being here, as he actually gets a drive-through for speeding.
Oh,
that's an absolute disaster for Bree. Once again, he's another thing cost him in points in this race. As Damon, look at how Damon has caught Tiger.
Yeah, Damon is flying. He's left James for dead.
Yeah, he's
Damon
two
had a great
seconds
race,
clear of
guys.
James and nearly within DRS range of Tigers. He
Oh,
actually cuts
he
turn
want to
one
cut by
pretty
Damon.
massively. Yeah, Christ almighty. But Storm on the back of his teammate. Is he going to be close enough? As Breeze actually spun at turn one.
Oh, everything's going wrong for Brie.
Yeah, I think he's only got slight end plate damage. He might have got away with only just that. At least he's still going in this race, but down and out of the points. In 14th is Storm on his teammate. Benjay runs a bit deep into the hairpin. Storm gets the better exit. Smart move from Storm. Really good cutback. He's up into P2.
And now Storm, the lead Mercedes.
Yeah,
Catch up to Ricciardo and maybe make the overtake.
And important for pit stops as well. If they're still together, Storm gets preference on when he wants to pit, obviously, because he's in front. So, can Storm do anything about Ricciardo, who's holding a good lead? He's keeping everyone behind within DRS range, but he's not really under any threat at the moment. So he's doing a good job. We've got Packer still on the back of these as well. Tiger has completely dropped off the back of
The
these.
grass or the gravel.
Yeah,
hit second time transfer as well, just like Tiger.
Yeah, exactly like Tiger. And that's put James back within DRS range. Aledi, we've completely missed this. Aledi on the hard tyres up to 8th place already. So a good start from Aledi. He's one to watch out for the rest of this race.
Aledi from P14
yeah.
to 8. So.
Here we go again though. Only 3 tenths between the two Mercs, and Storm doesn't have DRS, but Benjay not using his DRS. I think Benjay may have a DRS failure of some sort because he's not using it on his teammates. Packer goes to the outside. Not going to try and go around the outside fully. Oh, there's contact. Oh.
Yeah, Packer lets him go, but
yeah.
That lost both of them a lot of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Benji indeed has a DRS failure because that's maybe how Storm got ahead of him.
Through. Yeah, and Packer's actually up the inside of Benjay, and Packer's up to P3. So Benjay's starting to fall through the field a little bit now. And Tiger's nearly back with these two at the moment. He's 1.6 seconds back. He's not too far back. So Benjay loses any more time, he'll be under pressure from the racing point. But surprise, I would have expected Benjay to be pressurising Ricciardo, but Ricciardo at the moment is actually starting to pull away quite heavily from Storm.
Yeah, I think that DRS failure really hurts around this track.
Absolutely.
The slipstream is being so overpowered.
Yeah, he's not using it on the pit straight either, so he definitely has a DRS failure of some sort. Luckily for him, Packer in front doesn't have DRS on Storm, so he's not going to lose too much time to Packer. But yeah, really unfortunate for him. What else is happening further down the field? Damon after that moment's not really catching Tiger anymore. James sticking with him just about. Tiggerby's caught up to the back of Aledi. Tiggerby, can we just say, 18th on the grid, was it? He's up to P9 already, so great start from Tiggerby. And Ivor as well, his Haas teammates on the back of the other Ferrari of Starjar. There he goes then. Tiggerby's going to go to the inside of Aledi at the hairpin. He brakes way too late though. Way too late on the brakes as Tiggerby, and he's completely off the circuit. And Aledi back through. A good recovery from Starja as well to still be in the top 10 despite that incident earlier on. Bag of Bones and Recurse side by side for P12, the last points at the moment. As we've got Bree has just served his drive through and has done his pit stop and is almost nearly a lap down. What a disaster for Bree, man. Second in the championship. Absolute disastrous race for him. But yeah, Ricciardo's still holding that lead at the moment. Storm not quite able to get
on hards in P8. He's doing a great job starting from P14, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, as Storm has got his first time penalty of the race. But Aledi, yeah, he's definitely going to be one to watch out for when he switches onto the mediums later on. Definitely on for a possible top 5 for Aledi, maybe even more. Starjar gets his first penalty as well. That's going to be a common theme in this race, is the amount of penalties. The track limits, especially at turn 1, can be pretty cruel at this track. So that's going to cost a few people some points as well. Benjay, despite the DRS problem, is still keeping really good pace with Packer at the moment. So once he gets his DRS back, he should be right back up to full speed, and he may be back through on Packer.
Yeah, Packer also out of DRS of Storm.
Yeah.
3 seconds is the difference between them.
But it looks like at the moment the top 4 and Tiger really in 5th place are incredibly evenly matched at the moment. No one's really gaining any time on anyone else, so it's going to take a mistake from someone.
Someone going for an undercut or overcut.
Absolutely, yeah. We don't know how powerful that is around this circuit, so it'll be interesting to see when people pit. Damon's matching the pace of the five in front of him as well, but James is actually now much closer to Damon, so James has managed to kind of regather himself and is keeping up with the back of the Alpha. Through turn one, James, although James a massive slide in turn one. Oh, and
Yeah,
that's cost him massively.
A lot of time gone there.
Yeah,
He's
he's going to be...
outside of the rest range now on Damon.
Yeah, that's such a shame for Tiger. A big moment, well held, but as Bente's actually got his DRS back now and he's going for a move on Packer. Packer's still there on the outside though. Or as Packer's actually been forced off the road a little bit, but Benjay's through. Good move from Benjay, and he's back up to speed now with that. Now that he's got his DRS back, maybe he can try and catch back up to his teammate. He's got a Leddy and Tiggerby fighting again. I think Tiggerby may have just repeated what he did last lap and brake too late into the hairpin trying to pass a Leddy, who's still in P8, so a good run from a Leddy. But the other hard runners, we've got Wakursk in 12th, and Bagger Bones has actually dropped to 14th. I think he's made some sort of mistake somewhere, because he was fighting with Wakursk. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, all the gaps are at the top are literally staying the same every single lap. They're really close on pace.
Yeah. It's very difficult to pick and choose between who's going to get this. As Tiger sets the fastest lap of the race, actually.
Yeah,
so
Tiger caught up a lot.
Yeah, he's nearly within DRS range. Oh, James has actually crashed at turn 1. I think James... He was in P6. He was P7 chasing down Damon in P6, and I think he spun on the way through the corner. He didn't hit anything by the looks of things. His front wing's still intact, so he can keep going. Just needs to let those tyres cool down a little bit. He's still able to keep going. Yeah, that's such a shame for James, who was starting to get back into his rhythm again. It's his go. Tiggerby at the hairpin once again down the inside of a Leddy. Manages to get it stopped this time though. And Tiggerby's up to P7.
A Leddy, though, with Slipstream. Is
he going to get him back into the next corner? Tiggerby defends. Yeah, Tiggerby able to hold it. Oh, big slide though from Tiggerby on the exit, as Leddy as well, in almost in sympathy.
Yeah, Packer really close behind NGS. NGS is starting to lose a little bit of time to his teammate Storm.
Starting to struggle a little bit. He's starting to hold Packer and Tiger up now, who's caught onto the back of these two pretty quickly. So Tiger fell out of rhythm a little bit, but he's back with them again. And like you say, Benjay's starting to fall off the back of his teammate. Is Packer going to be able to get the move done into the hairpin? Will Tiger following through as Damon picks up a time penalty at turn 1? Let's see, we're on board with Packer now down into the hairpin. Is he going to be able to make the move? He's running very low on ERS at the moment. Benjay's got far more ERS.
He's getting a lot. He's going down inside or outside.
Outside it is.
Benjay's defense inside. Packer brakes late, trying to keep it around the outside, but
that was never really going to work though, as Packer gets a time penalty for it.
Yeah, that's a little bit undeserved, to be honest.
Yeah, that might be removed in my opinion, but that wasn't really ever going to work for Packer. I think he should have waited and gone for the undercut on the exit of the corner. I think trying to hold it around the outside there is never going to work because they're just going to force off the track. Yeah.
He is running low on fuel, Tiger.
Yeah, I just noticed that as well. He clearly underfuels his car, unlike the people around him who probably overfuel it quite a bit to try and use a higher fuel mixture in the race. But it's serving him well so far. Damon running a very lonely race at the moment in P6. He's nearly 5 seconds clear of Tiggerby and 4.5 off the back of the lead group. So running a bit of a lonely one at the moment.
Is Packer going for it again? The hairpin.
Yeah.
That's a good exit this time.
Yeah, he's a little bit closer this time round.
Needs to be ahead of going into the braking zone.
Benjay seems to have a pretty good car in a straight line though.
Yeah. And dummies the inside.
Benjay brakes way too late. Yeah. And Packer gets back through on the inside. And Tiger side by side as well. Is Tiger able to capitalise on it? Good exit from Tiger. They're still side by side. Ooh,
contact.
Yeah, Benjay back down the inside. Benjay just able to hold P4.
Yeah, very hard racing. Yeah, Benjay broke himself going to the hairpin, and that put him under pressure from Tiger.
Yeah,
but hairpin and almost lost 2. But,
yeah, hard racing, well defended. Able to keep P4 at the moment, but yeah, Packer definitely looked like the faster of the two, was just a little bit stuck behind them. Although Benjay's still within... No one's pitting as of yet. So we've just started lap 13.
This is the pit stop window.
Yeah, I'd say lap 13 onwards is probably a pit stop window, is when you can expect people in. Is anyone in that pack going to be pitting, trying for an undercut? No one yet by the looks of things. Damon runs a little bit wide through turn 1.
Tiger really on the back of Benjias, but Benjias does have DRS.
He does, but he takes a very shallow line through turn 3. It's going to affect his run onto the straight.
Tiger's getting a little bit. Does he go for it on the inside?
He does, yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, he doesn't go for it in the end.
Well.
Yeah, not
Packer
able to
goes
get
wide.
it. Oh, Benjay's on the back of him.
But he exited, yeah. Oh, Packer put it up in the high midfield mix, I think. Yeah,
he defends.
Inside.
Yeah, Benjay not able to get the move done.
Yeah, close racing for the last podium position so far in the race.
Yeah, definitely. Really, really good racing between these three. But the top two are disappearing down the road at the moment. But Storm's still not quite able to get within DRS range of Ricciardo.
Yeah, it's been the same gap for literally every single lap.
Yeah. Top two stay out.
So far. And
Neither
Packer stays out as well.
Tiger's in.
Tiger's in. Oh, Tiger's
so
the
the first of the leaders to make the move then is Tiger, and Damon follows him in as well behind. So this will be interesting to see how well the undercut works as Benjay gets a time penalty at turn 1.
Yeah, I know the hard tires take a while to warm up during the lap, so that they might lose a little bit of time.
Yeah, oh, and Tiger got held up in the pit lane there by Damon coming past, so he's lost a little bit more time there. But they're going to come out in a relatively clean air. So they have got they have got a little bit of a gap to try and make some ground while they can. Let's see how quickly they can warm those hard tyres up, and if the undercut is...
And Packer and Benji are side by side going into the hairpin now, going into turn 6 or I don't know which one. I'm sorry.
As Cam has retired from the session in the pit lane.
Packer keeps the position.
Yeah, good defending from Packer, but great racing between these two. They're so evenly matched that as soon as one goes in front, the other's able to overtake with DRS.
Mike and Stajar now. Really close.
Yeah, either on the exit, not quite able to make it. Well, Kursk has actually caught these two. I think we've reached the crossover period because Kursk has caught these two massively. Whoa, nearly into the back of either. Yeah, Packer next in, so Storm and Benjay stay out, as is Ricciardo. This is a little interesting because this is around the time that you kind of want to pit to put the hards on. If Storm pits now, Benjay's going to have to stay out for another lap. Is he going to get undercut by Tiger?
Yeah, the hard tires are the better race tire right now.
Yeah, as Packer comes out of the pit lane, Packer well clear of Tiger. Tiger got held up in the pit lane quite a lot, but he's right on the back of this gaggle of cars, which include Kursk, who's also on the hards.
Yeah, he might lose a little bit of time here.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and maybe use the DRS to help him, but he's just got
tire grip advantage to overtake all these cars, but with the DRS train it's very hard to overtake.
Absolutely, and he's just going to have to hope that all the medium runners at least pit, where Kursk will not be pitting for at least another 5 laps. I say Starjar in the hairpin runs really wide, and either Bryn Mike's alongside him, but isn't able to make the move stick. See now, because now Aledi is caught back up to the back of Tiggerby again, so the hard's definitely the better tyre at the moment. Do any of the top 3 come in? Ricciardo stays out, as does Storm. Does Benjay pit? Benjay pits, yes. This is very odd. I would have expected at least one of the top 2 to have pit by now, but
yeah, they might get a hard Packer, Tiger, and they might get an undercut on them.
Possibly, yeah, but
sure, I think Tiger and
problem here for Packer though. In front of Packer, James and Kursk are battling like crazy. He's not going to get the pair of them, is he?
No way.
No way is he going to pull that off. Unbelievable!
Elegant Benjias. What?
Wow! What a move from Packer.
Yeah, that was great.
Really, really well read. He read that really smartly. But what a move to get both of them on the way into turn 1. Brilliant. And Benjay actually comes out behind James and Kursk, so he's going to have to get through them himself as well.
Benjias now on the outside of going into the hairpin. Kursk on the inside.
Yeah, Kursk. Defense, he holds it. Oh, he hits James though. James is sideways.
And
Ben's gonna get. Yeah.
That's perfect for Benjias.
Yeah, Ben's past the pair of them because of it. And we'll curse back down the inside of James. He's going to go for the outside. Is he going to pull that off? No. James is able to hold it on the inside. And Tiger's still not caught this pack yet. But yeah, what a...
from the lead. Storm pits as well.
Yeah. I would have expected Storm to come in a lap earlier and try and undercut the race leader, but no, they've put it at the same time.
Where they come out, where they come out compared to Packer, because Packer has jumped NGS by a second and might even jump Storm, to be honest.
Yeah, they come out the exit of the pit lane. No, I think they're all right. Aledi though is going to take the lead. Excuse me. But yeah, Aledi takes the lead ahead of Ricciardo and Storm. Ivor's fourth. He still hasn't pitted on those mediums. Packer's down the inside. But Ivor holds it around the outside. Might have been smart for Packer to just wait for the straight, but no, he goes for it.
No, he doesn't get DRS.
He doesn't get DRS because of it, yeah. But yeah, Packer up to P4, and Benjay's on the back of Ivor now. Is Benjay going to go for the move into the hairpin? He brakes late. Does Ivor see him coming? He does. Ivor leaves him plenty of space. Ivor's still on the outside, but Benjay's through as well. And Tiger's only just caught onto the back of James and Kursk, so he's kind of been hung out to dry in this whole situation.
Yeah.
There's Kursk almost into the back of James there. Yeah, the gap has definitely closed between Storm and Packer, but...
Yeah, and Storm and Ricciardo, to be honest, because now it's almost within a second.
Yeah, however, Ricciardo's going to be within a second of Aledi. So is the DRS going to help him, or is he going to be held up by Aledi at this point? Does Aledi want to defend it and try and slow them down, or... Let's have a look into turn 1. As Packer sets the fastest lap, and then Benjay immediately beats it. Down into turn 2. Ricciardo doesn't go for the move on Aledi. Storm's going to be within DRS range as Ricciardo almost into the back of him there as Damon picks up another time penalty.
Yeah, but Ricciardo will get the move done in the hairpin for sure.
Yeah, surely. But Storm now has DRS on Ricciardo as well. But yeah, here goes Ricciardo down the inside of Aledi. And he's made the move stick.
However, Aledi with a switchback might get a good exit, but no, that's not the case.
No, not quite able to do it. Although he has upped his ERS. He's going to go for the move back into the next corner. He's off the track completely there.
Yeah, and Kursk was off the track as well, going out of the hairpin. That let Tiger go through.
Tiger's got front wing damage, actually. I've just noticed that on board with Kursk. When's that come in? Oh, he's been forced off the road by Kursk there. Kursk really fighting hard as Tiger actually makes the move off the track. Oh, and they're actually desyncing through each other, I think, there. On my screen, which is a shame, but... Now, look at that, though. Ricciardo has disappeared, and Storm is now being held up behind Aledi, so... Just as Storm's able to catch back up, Ricciardo's able to disappear again.
Spencer's not a fast lap. He is faster than Packer right now, I think.
Yeah, and Packer closing up to Storm as well. Storm's going to have to make the move stick on Aledi. No.
Ben's going for the move, I think.
Yeah, surely. Yeah, Ben's got this one covered. He's really, really fast out the corner. He's got a lot of ERS as well, and Packer doesn't really have any. Yeah, and Benjay's made the move stick.
Packer doesn't defend it.
No. He's late on the brakes though. Oh, he hits into the back of him, but yeah, he sticks behind him. Kursk and James still going at it. James has been on these medium tyres for 18 laps.
Yeah.
Is he going to try and put... He can't put a set of softs on. Those mediums must be dead by now. Yeah. Oh, Kursk down the inside.
That's a time penalty.
Yeah.
Just missed 18 level mediums. Wow.
A very bizarre decision from James, in my opinion, as we've missed Tiger's actually pitted for that front wing change. Oh, and Kursk's in the gravel. And Damon's going to go through on the outside. Yeah, Damon's through, but Kursk still sticks it down the inside. But Damon's through. As James now pits. Really bizarre choice though. It's lap 20 and he's only just come into the pit lane on those mediums.
Yeah, he extended his mediums almost as long as Kursk.
Yeah. Oh, Benjay made a mistake at turn 2, trying to get past Aledi, and now Packer's going to be past him. Or is Benjay going to? Although Benjay's got the slipstream off Aledi though. Benjay going to go for the move on Aledi, is he? He's not close enough. And Aledi's actually really sideways into the hairpin. And he's got a poor exit as well, so Benjo's through.
He's got past right now as well.
He's going to go for it down the inside into the kink. Yeah, he's through.
Yeah,
Oh, a little bit of contact with the leady. Packer's got front wing damage. Packer's got front wing damage on the left end plate. Oh yeah, he's really understaying through that corner. That's really going to cost him. I wonder where he's picked that up. Has he picked that up on the back of Ben?
As James, TJ Williamson and Ivor fighting for the hairpin. James gets ahead of Ivor.
Yeah. Ivor though back down the inside. Really late on the brakes. But managed to get the car stopped. James leaves just enough room and Ivor backs out. DJ Williamson really wide in front of him as well. I think DJ Williamson may have some front wing damage. Let's have a look on that left end plate. It's Packer. He doesn't actually. As Packer gets up a time penalty. Packer really struggling with that front wing damage now. He's already at a DRS range of Ben.
I wonder where he got it, to be honest. I don't
Yeah, he must have run into the back of Benjay somewhere. Where does Aledi come out? Aledi comes out P8 just behind his teammate, so he's going to be one to watch out for.
He's on the mediums, and everyone's spread out, known as DRS. So this might be a charge coming here from Aledi.
It is a bit of a big gap to the top four, but obviously Packer's got front wing damage, so he's going to be even more off the pace. P5's definitely on at the moment for Aledi as he goes down the inside of his teammate. And he's through already, so he's up to P7.
And Aledi also has a lot of ERS as well.
Yeah. He's low on fuel as well, though, so it's just got to be mindful of that. But once again, just a shout out again to Tiggerby. P6 after starting 18th on the grid. Brilliant race so far from him. Damon running a pretty lonely race in P5 at the moment. Obviously, he's got a number of time penalties, though, so he's got to be careful that he doesn't lose places because of that.
Yeah, but he does have a 9-second gap to Tiggerby.
Yeah, we go on board with Packer. Packer really struggling now. 2.5 seconds off the back of Benjay. And once again, just like the early parts of this race, the top three are so evenly matched that no one can really close in on each other. As James picks up a time penalty now, as Williamson's actually pitted. Oh, he was on 20 lap old hards, that's why I didn't notice that. As Recurse, that's a 14.3, wow. Brilliant lap time from Recurse. But he's currently outside the points at the moment, behind both racing points who are on new mediums. Yeah.
David, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't know, but is he going to get him on the exit? I'm not sure. He's running in low ERS, but he does get a better exit though. He's going to go for it into the corner, into the kink. He goes on the inside. Tiggerby leaves some space. And Leddy ran the outside. Nice move from Aledi. He's up to P6 already.
Yeah, now he needs to catch Damon, who's on 8 lap old hards.
Yeah.
12 laps to go.
Be interesting to see how quickly he can catch, but at the moment the advantage of the mediums looks pretty substantial. Aledi 2 places in the space of about a lap and a half already. As I say that though, Aledi makes a little mistake there. Damon's starting to catch Packer because of Packer's front wing damage, so that's going to be
lost a lot of time.
4 seconds now. That's a real shame for him. He was on for a fight for a podium position with the 2 Mercs. But yeah, he's going to drop out of contention because of that. He's got to be careful as well of Aledi coming at him at the end of the race. Although Tiggerby's still within DRS range of Aledi, so is Tiggerby going to try and go for a move, or is he too far back?
I think he's too far back.
Yeah.
Both cars have their fuel light on. They had the fuel light on. Both low on fuel.
As we've got a 3-way fight between Tiger Ivor and Callum at the moment. Callum down the inside. I think both racing points have just passed Ivor by the looks of things. Yeah, oh, Ivor squeezed onto the curb, but yeah, he's through. Wilkers and Bagger Bones once again fighting it out for P13 at the moment. As Wilkers going to go for the move. He looks to the outside, down to the inside. Ooh, brilliant move from Wilkers. Bagger Bones, ooh, yeah. Not quite able to stick it down the inside, but yeah, good move from Wilkers. A real shame for Tiger though, down in P10. I think without that front wing damage he would have definitely been past Packers. Damon pits another time penalty up. It's going to be around 12 seconds worth of penalties now. I'll tell you what though, this race has absolutely flown by. His Bagger Bones has actually just spun by the looks of things.
Yeah, he did.
He did, yeah. He's still going. He doesn't look to have any damage. And my Dutch race is right on the back of him now as well. Bree sadly hasn't recovered from his early race excursions. He's still 16th at the moment, which is such a shame for him.
Benji is in 1 second race of Storm.
Oh, yeah. We have a fight at the front, ladies and gentlemen. We have someone in the top three is within DRS range of each other. It's been so close between all three of them. But you can see on the mini-map just how much Packer has dropped off the back of the top three because of that damage. Both Packer and Damon pretty much in races of their own at the moment. Although Aledi, in the last lap or so, has taken nearly 2 seconds out of Damon. He's absolutely flying at this point.
Then, just outside of the DRS range of Storm.
Is he going to be able to get it on the exit of turn 3? So the detection point isn't just in front of the activation point, so it's going to be hard to tell unless he crosses it. But I think he's just outside.
Yeah. Very unfortunate.
Unfortunate for him, but yeah.
But he does have the effective slipstream, so he might catch up a little bit, and he'll get DRS next lap.
Yeah, definitely something to look out for as Tiger picks up a time penalty. I think Tiger's actually been overtaken by his teammate. So Callum's up to P10 and they're on the back of James for P9 now. The hard-medium strategy does look pretty strong now because Aledi, obviously the medium run is absolutely flying. All the hard runners though, obviously starting at the back of the field, that's cost them time. But Callum down the inside of James. James is going to go for the switchback though. Ooh, good switchback from James. He's able to hold the position.
Still side by side.
Yeah.
And with now Callum being on the inside of the track.
Ooh, a little bit of contact.
Still side by side.
So,
and James turning a little bit too early and.
Yeah, and James has spun around, and James is going to drop out of the points because of that, sadly. A real shame for James, who was having a good race earlier on, and then it's kind of all fallen apart for him, really. Damon really closing in on the back of Packer now.
He
does. Yeah, he does. Ooh, okay, here we go. And Storm's starting to catch Ricciardo a little bit more now as well. Obviously not close enough to make a move into the hairpin, but that's brought Benjo much closer into it. Packer though, look at that, 9 seconds back now. And Damon only 3.5 behind Packer, so Damon could be passing Packer for P4 on the road.
Yeah, the battle for P2 is on right now.
Yeah, we'll go on board with Benjo. Let's have a look. Can he make the move? He can't make the move in the last sector, obviously. It's incredibly narrow in the last sector, but he's much closer this time round. He's surely going to have a run. Look at the ERS that Benjay has saved up as well. Storm has got a lot as well, but Benjay in prime position at the moment. Benjay a little wide in turn 1 though, had to back out of it. That's cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, Ben just needs to be in the magical 4/10 range to make the overtake, I think.
Yeah, Packer gets another time penalty. It's 5.5. It might be close enough though. Yeah, Storm.
It's a lot of time.
Look at the straight line speed from Ben. This must be why Storm isn't catching Ricciardo enough, because that straight line speed really slow in comparison to his teammate, and Benjay's made that look easy. He's just absolutely flown by. Can Benjay now do anything about Ricciardo in front of him? So more further down the field, we've still got the 2 racing points battling it out into the hairpin. Tiger not close enough to Callum to make the move though. Last person in the points at the moment is Ivor. It's about 8.5 seconds clear of Bag of Bones, so we look set for P12 at the moment. Amazingly, no safety car in this race. We've had a few people
so far, knock on wood.
Knock on wood, yeah. We've had a number of people spinning and crashing at turn 1, but we've not really had any safety cars because of it.
Just one virtual safety car.
Yeah.
The first 2 laps of the race.
But yeah, the top 3 at the moment have been in a class of their own so far. Brilliant races from all 3 of them. Storm within DRS range of Ben, and Ben's still not able to close on Ricciardo.
Yeah, but Ben has so much so much straight line speed.
Storm not able to get anywhere near him down the straight.
Yes, even with DRS and slipstream.
Yeah, and look at this 4-car train battle we have for P13. Vagabone's just holding off McDutchface, who's on 24 lap-old hard tyres, ahead of DJ Williamson, and then Brie, who's on 22 lap-old hard tyres.
As McDutchface does make a stay going into one.
Williamson around the outside. Doesn't go for the move. Bag of Bones has a massive moment in front of them. This is going to be. Oh, he's going to get the two of them. Oh my word, he does.
McDutchface now.
Yeah, and Breeze through as well. Is Bree going to get all three at once? Christ almighty.
You might get McDutchface's teammate.
He gets McDutchface, yeah. But Williamson clear in front. But yeah, Bree up 2 positions, but sadly still not in the points for him.
Yeah, Bag of Bones makes one single mistake and loses 3 positions.
Yeah. Just goes to show how close this field is, despite them all having problems in this race. Benjay has caught Ricciardo a little bit.
Just a ton of DRS range.
Oh. I think it might be worth Benjay using up some of his excess ERS just to try and close in, because he still has around 60, near 70% ERS. Ricciardo has less than him, so it may be worth Benjay just using it to try and catch Ricciardo and get within DRS range.
However, he is now within the second of
can he keep it
of
Ricciardo? Yeah, but can he keep it in the last sector? That's the thing. These guys now 13 seconds clear of Packer.
Tiger on Callum.
Oh, we've got a safety car! Unbelievable!
DJ Williamson crashed. Oh boy.
Wow. 5.5 laps to the end of the race, and we have a safety car. I don't imagine they would, although they have got a big gap over Packer, so they could pit and still come out P3. Is Ricciardo in? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're all in, and Storm's going to be held in the pit lane.
Yeah. Packer must surely will go in.
Yeah, Packer with front wing damage, he's surely got a pit. He's running very slowly though. He's actually lagged out of the session.
Oh no.
What a shame.
What is this AR car going to do?
It's going to stay out, and Damon stays out as well. Oh no, Damon cuts into the pit lane. Damon does a Lewis Hamilton and cuts into the pit lane at the last moment. Aledi stays out. Aledi though driving really slowly, even though the Delta should be gone now that he's past the pit lane. But he's ahead of Storm. Yeah.
Well, knock on wood didn't help there.
Yeah. It all came right at the very last moment, really. But that's a real shame for Packer if he joins back in, because front wing damage, 15 lap old hards, and he's not pitted behind the virtual because of lagging out of the session.
He does have time, however, to join back.
He does, yeah. It's just unfortunate that he's going to be on much slower tyres than the people around him at this point. But this has thrown a spanner into the works once again for the end of the race. What did we say about the likelihood of the end of a race safety car? It's happened pretty much every race we've commentated on since, it feels like, and it's happened in D3 quite a lot as well. So, in D2, sorry. So, be interesting to see how this plays out. Packer has joined back, so he should be able to take control of his car. Luckily for Packer, there's not far left to go in this race, so it'll be about 3 laps before. There'll be about 3 laps left before we keep going.
Yeah,
so
I don't think DRS will be activated, so
it might be activated on the very last lap. So he may be able to keep positions because of that. But obviously the front wing damage has slowed him down a lot already. It's going to slow him down even more.
I think this is the perfect timing to check time penalties, because everyone is so close together. Time penalties might have a
absolutely. Do you want to do the honours?
Ricciardo has 1 warning. What an impressive.
Wow. This Packer's joined back into his car.
Two penalties. Packer has 4 penalties. Sorry. Aledi doesn't have a penalty for a race.
Oh, okay.
Storm has 1 penalty. Stajar 2 penalties. Kursk, he has 4. Damon also has 4. Ivory Mike, he has 2 penalties. Tigger being P10, 2 penalties. Callum, 2 penalties as well. Bag of Bones, 1 penalty. Tiger, he has 3 time penalties. Bree in 14th has 2 penalties as well. James, 1 penalty. McDutchface has no penalties.
Oh, okay.
Heated has no penalties either. And
Wow.
TJ Williamson retired.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So this is the thing. This late safety car, for all the people that don't have penalties, this is a perfect opportunity for them to make up so many places, including Dutchface and Heated, who was 16th and 17th, have been running at the back for most of the race because of incidents at the start of the race. They could end up seeing themselves in the points.
Yeah, Ricardo doesn't have a penalty, so he should be fine. But
Yeah,
Benji
but
does have 2 time penalties, and I think Aledi doesn't have
a single one, no. So Aledi at the moment on for a P2 position, probably. But here we go then. Safety car restart. We're on board with Ricardo. And see how he gets that see how he gets his restart. Does he go? He's not gone yet.
Waiting for the last
As he
moment,
goes now. Goes now. Benjo's able to keep with him though.
Yeah.
Packer
drops back.
Yeah, Packer's dropped back, which is not a surprise. Ricardo through turn 1. As Aledi picks... Oh! Just as we say. But Aledi down the inside of Packer already. So we've got a yellow flag. Bag of bones has spun on the exit of turn 1. All this contact between Packer and Aledi. Packer holds P3 just about. Down the straight, here comes Storm though. Storm a little bit... Yeah, he's boxed in between the two of them, so he can't really do anything with the exit speed he has. There's Aledi down the inside. Storm's going to try and get the cut back on the pair of them. Is he going to get the move done? Aledi with a little bit better straight line speed. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. But Storm really late on the brakes. Round the outside. Yeah. Brilliant move. I think... Was that heated? Or was... That's absolute... Yeah, absolute chaos. Oh, James and Dutchface as well. Absolute chaos in the midfield. 2 cars were completely off the track in the kink. I think that might have been Ivor and Wakirst that were off the track completely, and there was just absolute chaos.
Tried to go around this outside in the third sector.
Yeah, as Ivor and Mites retired from the session while still going. Damon down the inside of Packer in the last corner.
Unusual place to make an overtake, but
he makes it stick. And here comes Starjar as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not going to work. Starjar gets a time penalty. Packer's wide. Tiger's on the inside as well. How they made that work? Absolute chaos at the end of this race. The top 2 were gone already. But Christ almighty, yeah, Packer. What a shame for Packer. P3 plummeting through the field. He's going to down to P9. Breeze up to 8th. Where has Bree come from? There's a yellow flag in sector 3. That'll be for Bag of Bones. Tiggly with the time penalty. Oh, Packer's just rammed straight into the back of Starjar in the braking zone as well, so even more front wing damage. He's going to be out the points at this rate. Such a shame for him. Yellow flag in sector 3. That's Bag of Bones retiring. Benjay just able to keep with Ricardo, but obviously no DRS yet until the very last lap, so that's going to be Benjay's last opportunity, really. Damon on the back of Aledi for P4. Here we go then, the start of the last lap. What a crazy end to the race this has been. But once again, the top 3 remain as they are. Clear out front, pretty much. Is Ben close enough to make a move on the last lap? Storm picks up another time penalty.
That might put him behind Aledi, I think.
Yeah, I think it will do. Although Damon's all over the back of Aledi at the moment. Packer's retired from the session in the pit lane. That's such a shame for him. Real disastrous race for him. Ben not close enough to make the move on Ricardo. Ricardo looks like he's had this one covered. Damon on the back of Aledi for P4. Gonna go for a move on the end.
Go for it and die.
Hey, on the brakes. Yeah, Aledi locks up. Damon's through, so Damon up to P4. Nice move from Damon. Tiger's there as well. Breeze up to 7th past Callum and Starjar, who's also plummeting through the field. Heated up to 10th and McDutchface 11th. They're back in the points, despite both of them being off the road 2 laps ago.
There's a contact with Tiger and Callum, I think.
Callum and Starjar, I think, actually, that may have made contact there.
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah. As here we go then, Ricardo up to the line. It's 3/10 separating the top 2 as they cross the line. But brilliant race from Ricardo. I think the most dominating performance with the smallest win margin from Ricciardo, but he absolutely dominates that race. Storm holds P3, Dame P4. Aledi ran out of fuel on the line, ends up P4.
Damon will finish P7.
Bree
P5 after a horrific start of the race.
Pretty much a horrific entire race for Bree. What a comeback that was. From out of the points. Yeah. From out of the points, most of the race, Bree ends up 5th. But unfortunately for him, his championship rival Benjay ends up P2 in that race, so he's going to be clearing to 2nd in the standings. But yeah, what an insane end to the race that was. Christ almighty, I'm out of breath once again. Well, let's run you through then our point scorers. So it's Ricciardo that wins, with a pretty, like I said, a pretty dominant performance with the smallest win margin for a dominant performance. So Ricciardo wins the race ahead of Benjay in 2nd, Storm P3, a double podium for Mercedes, good for them in the manufacturers. Aledi P4, Bree P5 despite being out of the points for most of the race. Tiger 6th, Heated 7th, the only other person without a penalty.
Heated also being outside the points for most of the
race. He was last at the safety car restart, ends up 7th. Damon down to 8th, despite finishing P4 on the road. Callum ends the race in 9th, ahead of James in 10th. Starjar 11th, and Tiggerby takes the final points position. Just outside the points is McDutchface, and then it's Wakursk, who's the last finisher. People that retired, both Toro Rosso's retired in that race. Packer and Packer Bones, Iverbrim Mike retired. DJ Williamson, New Zealand Cam, and ARTJ Luke, who was the first to retire. What a crazy race. Absolutely insane. Ooh.
Yeah, well, the final safety car made things very interesting.
Definitely very interesting. It made a few people's races and broke a few others, unfortunately. Definitely broke Packer's race, but made Bree's. For example, that was a topsy-turvy end to the race. But who's your driver of the day?
Well, usually it's the driver who made up the most positions, but I think it's Ricciardo for literally holding the race, or dominating the race, keeping it on his own control, and just driving a brilliant race without penalties. Yeah.
I have to give it to him as well. Able to keep everyone's at arm's distance for that entire race. Brilliant result from him. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in to D3. Another crazy race, Christ almighty. Love commentating over D3. It's always really good action. So hopefully we get the same next time out, which is at Hungary. A little bit more of a different race. It's going to be difficult to overtake. Qualifying is going to have a bit more of an importance at that circuit. So stay tuned for that one. It's going to be another crazy race, I imagine. But yeah, thank you, Dylan, for commentating alongside me again.
Tune in for D2 race.
Yeah, D2 race is going to start in about 7 minutes or so, as is D4, but we're in D2, so support your D2 people. Thank you very much.
Favoritism.
Yeah.
Toro
Rosso for the win, that's the one. We're going to self-promote. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next week at Hungary. Goodbye.